Hello and welcome to Đồng Nai Radio and Television Station. Yesterday, Đồng Nai Provincial Party Committee held an online conference with Korean experts to introduce the airport city model through the development of the Incheon Airport. Speaking at the conference, Professor Ha-Hoon Koo, a logistics expert from In-house University, introduced Incheon Airport and the airport city model. Accordingly, along with Incheon Airport, the world's air transit point, the Korean government has planned a new city of Songdo, which is 12 kilometers from Incheon Airport, with complexes, hotels, conference centers, industrial parks, logistics centers, and many others. According to Professor Ha, Long Thanh has the advantage of being 30 kilometers away from Ho Chi Minh City, with many industrial zones in the vicinity. Long Thanh is also the traffic hub of the area. In order for the airport and the city model to develop, it is important to determine the structure of industries and sectors, focus on investment, have a plan to mobilize capital, as well as training qualified officers and employees in the construction and operation of airports and airport cities. Speaking at the meeting, Secretary of Đồng Nai Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Hồng Lĩnh said that the practice and experience from the Korean Incheon Airport model is valuable lesson for Đồng Nai in making plans, construction, and operation. Long Thanh Airport is a trade hub which can help Vietnam to take off in the process of opening up and integration. The State Bank have just issued Circular 16 about the purchase and sale of corporate bonds by credit institutions and foreign bank branches. The requirement is that credit institutions can only buy corporate bonds when there is a ratio of bad debt lower than 3%. Issuing enterprises have had no bad debts at credit institutions within the previous 12 months before the time that credit institution buys corporate bonds. In addition, the new circular also stipulates that credit institutions are not allowed to buy corporate bonds, which are for the purpose of restructuring the debts of the issuing enterprise, the purpose of contributing capital, buying shares of other enterprises, and the purpose of increasing the scale of working capital. The Ministry of Industry and Trade forecasts that in 2021, Vietnam's total import-export turnover will reach 640 to 645 billion USD, and the trade balance will remain at a slight trade surplus. These are the efforts of enterprises after overcoming difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic to maintain and restore the production. In particular, key industries such as textiles and garments, leathers, and footwear, despite being heavily affected by the pandemic, still achieved their targets earlier than expected. According to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, from now until the end of the year, businesses in all industries can regain the same growth rate as before the pandemic. In addition, traditional industry with strong exports such as phones, electronics, machinery, and components can achieve an export growth rate of 15 to 25% this year. Yesterday, White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki told press that U.S. President Joe Biden plans to run for re-election in 2024. Ms. Psaki confirmed this information on Air Force One as Biden was flying to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, to attend an event with U.S. soldiers on Thanksgiving Day. Mr. Biden's supporting rate has plummeted in recent months, prompting some Democrats to question his ability to run for a second term. On November 19, Mr. Biden, who is 79 years old, had his first health check since taking office. The doctors concluded that he is still healthy enough to hold the position. U.S. President's political outlook became brighter last week after Congress passed a $1 trillion USD infrastructure plan, another bill worth nearly $2 billion USD for Social Security, and to cope with climate change is still under discussion. Yesterday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced that the United States had imposed further sanctions related to the Nord Stream 2 pipeline project, bringing gas from Russia to Europe. The new sanctions are imposed on a Russian-related entity, the Trans-Siberia Company, and the Marlin ship, which belongs to the company, is also classified as frozen asset. The State Department report also says that the Biden administration continued to work with Germany and other allies and partners to repel dangerous Russian activities and to reduce the risk posed by the pipeline to Ukraine. Members of European Union and nations in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's all we have for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Dong Nai Radio and Television Station.